Yeah. Coyote's not moving, and his eyes are on that thing in front of there. I mean, he would be catatonic, except that he is just stunned. I mean, just no.
Hayes will sort of lean back in the chair and say, I'm not really much sure than you are about how to go forward from here. And then lean a little bit forward in the chair.
Hayes, I'm not quite sure whether you solved the risk of this job as about as well as you could have.
No one's dead yet. It's going a lot better than some of the jobs I've been on.
Well, you're the one who wanted to talk to him. Do you want us to follow you outside as a show of support, knowing full well how useless it'll be?
I guess that's your choice. And he'll look around before reaching for the door.
Yep. No Truesayer is gonna sigh, and he'll be following Hayes.
So will Vice, because apparently he's the guy best suited to deal with this.
Twitch is going to put a dramatic soundtrack on in her head. Literally.
And by dramatic soundtrack, we mean like getting ready for combat soundtrack or funeral dirge soundtrack.
You know, a little of both. Kind of like, you know, the heroes walking off towards almost certain death.
We've revived the Undertaker's theme. The funeral dirge remix.
She'll turn her move by wire all the way up to max so that it's all going in slow motion to her. And she'll try and form everyone up into a... and she'll walk in a group hoping that it lines up like, you know, the scene out of Reservoir Dogs. It'll be cool.
The large spirit will wait there until you sort of gather in front of it. I didn't miss. Yeah. It'll wait there until you gather in front of it. And once you do, it'll say its name is Baelosh, and you are intruding on my lands. It'll stop for a moment, and then double check Hayes, and then say, it's because you're a friend to some spirits that you've been allowed to approach. But you are a person who has swallowed too much blood of the earth. And I have nothing to say to you. And it'll stare down Hayes when it's saying that. And Hayes won't seem to really react. He'll just stay very stoic. Does anyone say or do anything, or just stand perfectly still during this? Or after this?
Twitch is actually going to do a matrix search for blood of the earth.
And not be able to... I suppose you have your satellite uplink. It'd just be interesting.
Yep, you can do that. Go ahead and roll me data search. Just go ahead and roll the one data search.
Right.
And actually, she'll have her agent do that.
So go ahead and have it roll its data search.
That's right. This shit might be so good that you don't want to have it passed up. You don't want to be distracted by searching.
Blood
What?
the
No,
earth?
her agent is better at basically all matrix actions than she is.
Oh.
I think Coyote's is too. Not uncommon.
I mean, it gets its rating instead of your skill.
Yeah. It'll return sort of just this mess of hits that you don't know what to sort through. It's just sort of Blood of the Earth is just a generic thing, but nothing jumps out as important.
All right, then Blood of the Earth plus Awakened plus Spirits.
Go ahead and roll it again. Yeah, you'll return with maybe a handful of hits, but quick search for them will just they're junk hits. They're nothing on them.
All right, well.
Anyone else want to do something in these few seconds after he says that?
Twitch is going to be recording this entire exchange.
I was just about to say that, yeah, Coyote has his Optic X doing a small orbit, trying to get like a 3D video of it, TRID video, and he's recording it. Definitely.
Oh, is your Optic X? You're telling your Optic X to do anything besides stay exactly where it was?
It would be moving slightly, yeah, to get different angles of view.
I entirely forgot about it. Yeah, the Optic X would have been blown down onto the car, and Air Spirits would have just basically forced it to stay there by blowing on it.
Okay, he would have parked it then. He'll still be recording through his Cyber Eyes. He can link it up with Twitch later or whatever.
I guess what my through sort of I guess a magical theory here. I'm not sure personally what Blood of the Earth might mean in this situation, especially when spoken by a free spirit. It could mean anything. I guess I'll go ahead and attempt a magical theory test to see whether I know like what the spirit could be fucking talking about.
Out of character, I think it's cyberware. Got too much metal in his body. Blood of the Earth.
Hayes has Essence 6.
Oh.
Well,
yeah, I was gonna say if you talk to Sayer about that afterwards, you'll find out that's not possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
With 2 hits on magical theory, nothing.
Okay.
You have no idea.
Basically, a free spirit that's fucking as powerful as this seems to be could be talking about fucking anything.
He swallowed too much blood of the earth. That was his words exactly. I guess the other thing I would do is I'd switch to astral perception. I'd be interested in sensing Balosh, just to get a better sense of what the hell it is that's in front of us. Go ahead and roll for that.
All right. That is 3 hits, which, let me flip to that section. I think that's enough to tell me whether it's, well, I fucking know the answer to that goddamn question. I don't fucking need that to tell me. A sensing table gives me essence and magic are higher, lower, equal to mine.
Its essence is the same as yours. Right. I can give you that much.
So force and magic are both just a little bit higher, right?
I'll go ahead and give you that it's more than double yours.
Yeah, it's okay. Drusayer's gonna take that in. You know, his physical injuries is gonna have him, out of his control, just like shudder a little bit as he perceives the astral in front of him.
The vast majority of spirits around you, though, are below you, but there are a good number that are the same and even higher than you, too. So, there are probably at least a dozen or more that are higher than you, maybe 2 dozen. But the majority of them are the same or lower.
Okay, yeah. Drusayer's gonna He's gonna take that in and recognize that under no circumstances should he ever come to the Mojave Desert again. Not for
Okay, so
30,000.
that's- Truthsayer's made sure. Truthsayer's done something. Twitch has Coyote's recording. Did Coyote or Vice want to do anything or else?
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, Coyote
Coyote
is
can't
staying
actually-
pat.
Coyote can't actually search the data too. Can't it? It'll I'm assuming you have your pan set to active so that you're constantly seeing each other. So your comlink can piggyback Twitches to get to the matrix if you want to, and you know that full well.
Right.
Yeah,
it's,
Twitch would have informed you that she got the satellite link specifically for that purpose.
Oh yeah, it's just at this point, Coyote is rapt attention on what's going on at the front of the vehicle. He hasn't even thought of doing anything else, really.
Okay, and I don't think Vice has anything that he really can do besides maybe set off the spirits if he wants to. But unless he wants to, I'll go on.
I mean, I could engage Balosh in jolly combat, but that would probably end up with me being dead, so no.
Let me tell you what, considering if it's more than double my force, you might not actually be able to hurt it even with your magic hand.
I don't know, if I get 14 successes.
I think if you
Oh.
attack it, Coyote might shoot you. I really.
Yep. Even if you could take it on, you wouldn't be able to take on all the hordes of other spirits around it.
Oh, no, I just made it sound like a challenge.
While you're not actually discussing this because you can't actually really talk to each other because Vice doesn't really have much of a way to do that. Balosh will look across the rest of you, sort of stare you down, put fear into you, and say, "Now, I don't want to attack you, but I don't want you going off and telling people about this gathering. So, for a couple of months, you're gonna be here as guests while my plans finish. While I finish what I'm doing." And a handful of spits will sort of split apart, leading a path down into the crater itself. And you'll hear from behind you and probably twitch enough to look back behind you that the spirits have dug basically a big hole around the car, so if you try to drive it, it'll just sort of fall into a ditch. So you can't drive away. And after the moment of silence, it'll sort of again gesture to the hole in the group of spirits that's been made. They've sort of backed away to lead a path down into the crater.
Sir, after basking in the glory of this moment, is a great bargainer, is very capable of diplomacy and handling situations, is not about to argue with the hospitality of a spirit that's more than double his power. Not waiting for Hayes on this one. Months, sure. Fucking Drewstader's not gonna say a goddamn thing. Begin walking in his pained footsteps as he is physically injured. Back of his mind, he's thinking, "Motherfucker, never again, never again."
Anyone else?
Oh,
Yeah, Twitch will start
Coyote,
walking. She's not fool enough to try and fight this situation.
Yeah, Coyote's going to take, his eye drone, his dragonfly, and his fly spy, and anything that fit in his pockets. They're automatically there. But he's going to put all the other drones, pack them up in the SUV, and follow.
Well, first thing, I do want these either which way. Can I get from anyone can actually roll judge intentions. Any sort of cybernetic things you'll have, any electronic assistance won't be of help here. But I do want from everyone at least a judge intentions. And then go ahead and tell me what else you're doing.
What is that roll, by the way? Intuition and what?
Charisma.
I haven't gotten one from Coyote.
Yeah, I was making typos. It just went through on my side.
Yeah, okay. So everyone will be able to tell that the main sort of reaction he has to you is just sort of wariness, like he doesn't know who you are or what you intend. Truesayer and Twitch will both be able to more specify that he's planning something, not against you, but he's sort of a far thinker, and he wants to do something, and the five of you are essentially an unknown. He doesn't know what you have to do with spirits, or if you're there to help spirits or hurt spirits or anything like that. So you all just go ahead and go down to the sort of lodgings that you can see in the distance. They're rough cut.
Is Hayes coming along with us?
Hayes, when he said that he's not talking to Hayes,
Oh.
and all of you talked. All of you probably figured out Hayes probably shouldn't talk to him either.
All right, yeah. Truesayer was the first along this line. He's fucking following the path that the spirits have parted to guide them through. He's not saying fucking peep to his companions until they get to where they're going.
So, anyone want to do anything? Try to do anything before walking?
The only thing Coyote would do is take his, manually pick up his Optic X drone off the top of the vehicle and try to put it inside. If they don't stop him, he'll do that. And, yeah.
There's like a 2.5 meter wide around the car right now.
Twitch is just going to send a quick message to her contacts saying she might be dropping off the grid for the next couple months. More later as the situation develops.
So yeah, you can't really reach especially with, stubby legs. Can't really reach the drone. And if you try to order it move, it'll be sort of slammed back into the car by the air spirits.
Right. Coyote will try to say, Can I move that back inside the vehicle? If there's no indication, I guess he'll shrug and leave it there. He doesn't want to, but he's not
A
gonna make
handful of spirits will open up door and shove the drone into it.
Coyote will
And
mutter,
then
Good
Bal-
enough.
and then Balosh will, again, this time more sort of insistently sweeping his arms to the path where the spirits has split so you can walk. And assuming no one else wants to do anything else, you'll walk down there, and it's not really like it was intended for people, and it's not comfortable out here. I mean, it's hot weather. No matter what time of season or no matter what season it is, it's still the fucking desert, and it's getting towards noon. But they'll have cut some things up to sort of provide shade-ish to you, sort of a sort of shaded area for you to sit in, and there's some kind of meat that's been chopped up. Not cooked or anything, it's just like someone said, they eat, right? And knocked over the first animal they saw and sort of dragged it over here. But other than that, other than the handful of the spirits mostly seem to, for the first, few minutes while you're sort of looking around, they seem to sort of disperse around you. Like, they're not coming near you. So, you can probably talk relatively quietly amongst yourselves if you want to.
On arriving first, since he was the first precision Trusair will just begin the process. He was already wearing his desert suit, but we'll begin the process of setting up the tent that he has, solar still, thermal airbag that goes inside the tent.
Yep, Twitch is going to be doing the same.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. About the same here.
Yeah, and Coyote's not going to be saying a word. He just get it done. He's still a little stunned about. He's now been told that he gets to spend 2 months or so in the desert. He's not amused.
Could be more than that.
Very true.
On behalf of everyone involved, I would like to say that this is not quite what I expected whenever I was offered this job.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Still, no one's dead. Still doing good with that.
If I get evicted, I will be upset.
I just moved to a new place, and if my mother gets kicked out of something.
Speaking of which, I guess I should pay the next few months' rent in advance. And Twitch will actually get on the Matrix and start doing that.
Yeah, Coyote has through May, but I guess how much money does he have right now? Well, he has enough to pay for June. That's about it.
Yeah, she buys up the next few months.
What did Balosh mean when he said, blood of the earth?
Go ahead and roll a judge intentions for this.
Okay, I'll roll their judgment.
Or, well, no,
Happily.
it wouldn't be a judge intentions. It
Okay.
would actually be something else.
Alright, what would you like for me to roll instead? Because I did the judge intentions roll before you said no, that was 3 hits.
Yeah.
Would it be like a perceived lies type of thing, which would be like a negotiation?
It would be the opposite. Yeah, I forget what's rolled against a contest.
It would be con plus charisma or negotiation plus charisma, depending on the character's better one. Which case for me, it's negotiation plus charisma. That.
I can roll that too.
Negotiation plus charisma. I can roll that.
Oh my gosh, I actually can as well.
Everyone go ahead and roll that to me.
That.
Does empathy soft help this?
Yes, your empathy soft, he's just a human, or, well, he's just an elf. Any sort of normal thing like that will help you.
Did you get the roll, Sean?
I got one from Aaron, so that's got one from there's Cripson's. That's and then I got one from Mugabe, so there's Jordan. Okay, that's what tossed me. Yeah. He'll say, I can't be sure, and both Truthsayer and Twitch will immediately know that's a lie. If either of you have, I believe both of you have empathy software, and your empathy software will both immediately kick up that that's a lie. There's hesitation. There's his eyes twitching to the side, and says, and then he'll say, if it's about what I think, it's personal, and that won't register as a lie to you.
Hayes.
Then after a pause, he'll say, it really doesn't matter either way. He's not going to talk to me either which way, so.
Truthsayer stops setting up to just sort of swivel his head. The glasses, the goggles from the desert goggles get removed to just give a glower at Hayes.
Hayes, listen, as it stands right now, we're probably gonna be here for a couple months, so maybe don't bullshit us.
Fine. I know what it is. It's still personal. Neither of your softwares nor, you will determine that's a lie.
That's better. We've all got secrets. Just... yeah.
That said, I don't think us being here for a couple of months is going to work either which way.
What gave it away?
Fact that I don't want to sit around here for 2 months.
So you have a plan, or just complaining? Because if you got a plan,
Don't
I'd
really
like to
have
hear
a
it.
plan. Don't really have a plan, but that's partly what I hired you for, right? Keep me safe.
As you like to say, nobody's dead yet.
Truthsayer will stop his
He's got a
glower
good point.
to just sort of laugh, like, yeah, when you hired a bunch of runners to keep you safe, free spirit, twice the power level of really, really, really pretty much any awakened you come across. It's not quite on the run. Not for 30,000.
Not the most dangerous thing I've seen either which way.
Really?
He'll look you
'Cause
straight in the eye and say,
I gotta say, I
"Really?"
saw a troll with a grenade launcher one time, and that pretty much trumps it.
He'll look you straight in the eye and say, "Really?" And your software will confirm, "Really?" Your software will actually confirm with, capitalized text, "Really?"
Well, shit. Consider Twitch intimidated.
Not saying I could take him on, not after what I've been through, but definitely not the most dangerous thing. That said, he is on the big level, so. But either which way, 2 months out here is not going to work, and not getting out without talking to him because fuck if that's going to work.
Well, I'd offer to have a word, but I honestly wouldn't know where to start. All of this magic bullshit is kinda whoosh right over my head.
He'll glance at Vice and Truth there and say, "Well, he doesn't trust us to have the interests of spirits in mind. Isn't there a way we could prove that? That we do?"
Vice is just gonna go, fuck if I know, man. Spirits over my head.
What? You want them to track down that sick dog they dragged into the van?
I don't see a harm in asking. Well, I see a harm in me asking, but I don't see a harm in someone else asking.
Crusader shrugs. I have the physical damage to prove it a bit, and I'm sure at least one of these spirits could verify that. But for the moment, I feel that today might be pushing the scope of what's allowed. I get the sense that this might have been one of the better receptions we could have possibly gotten.
Coyote will say, I don't know much about spirits, but I have this suspicion that if they wanted us dead, we'd be dead right now.
Can I get from everyone a normal perception roll, a visual one, and from everyone a sensing roll, which would just be your intuition except for
A
truth
sensing?
there.
A sensing, yeah.
Just roll your intuition. You won't take the normal -1 for being unqualified in this case.
Would you like these rolls made to you or out to everyone?
Go ahead and make them openly,
Okay.
because I'm sure at least one of you will succeed. Truth say will see at least a handful of spirits sort of in
That's like
they're
sensing.
not really bushes, but they're sort of yeah, that was for the visual. Just a handful of spirits just sort of looking over a few rocks at you. And both Truthsayer and Vice will feel something in their bones. Sort of this chill of something passing through you.
That. Crusader sort of, he looks at the spirit sort of like perched behind the rocks and then has that familiar sort of like shuddering feeling. Frowns. and he'll just say out loud. He'll just talk out loud because he's going to assume he's under surveillance anyway, which makes sense because there's hundreds of these sons of bitches, at least 100. And say, "Look, earlier, we were passing through the Mojave Desert. On our way here, specifically I, came across a sort of rock on which sustained manipulation spells were keeping a free spirit, a sort of lupine-looking one, imprisoned and impaled. I did what I could to counterspell enough of the magics so that it could be free, and it eventually dissolved and returned to the metaplanes. If Balos is so concerned about whether we are against spirits in general, surely one of you would have the means by which to confirm the veracity of my words. I would not dare to assume that I'm the most powerful here."
Twitch and Coyote will, for the first half of that, wonder, what the fuck are you going on about? And then when you get to the end, we'll probably realize, oh, you're talking about to whoever's probably listening. And then looking around, we'll probably eventually notice the spirits around you. They're well hidden, though. But, assuming you don't do anything else major or significant, it'll be about 6 hours going nearest sunset before you get sort of any reaction out of anything. You all will notice a number of spirits sort of watching you. And does at any time Truthsayer switch to the astral?
He will, look in the astral perception. He's not projecting again.
Well, at this point, projecting doesn't give you much more than sensing does. When you pop through, you'll see that the spirits that are watching you are mostly lower forces. Like, there's a handful of like really low force spirits who are sort of gathering around you every now and then being ushered off by more powerful spirits, almost like
or like some sort of curiosity, yeah. Like all these, like, they're not more powerful than Watchers, but they're just like poking their heads, like, who are these people? And then more powerful spirits like, stop it, get away from them, they're dangerous.
But it'll be getting on sunset when one spirit in particular will come towards you. One spirit will in this case, it would certainly be. No, not it. Who? What is Truthsayer's charisma?
Charisma is 4. Which, of course, has the highest charisma among us, being an elf.
Wow, you all have really low charisma. And for this...
Twitch has 7 charisma.
Yeah.
Yeah, for this, you'll be taking... essentially, because they're looking at you, they can get a gist of who you are by watching you. For this, your astral form is sort of fucked. Not that Twitch knows anything about it, but Truthsayer would probably be able to explain it to you when someone mentions it. But one of the spirits, one of the younger ones, will come up to Truthsayer.
You say all of our charismas are low. I mean, I have above average charisma for a human being. Come on.
One of the smaller spirits will come up beside you. And does Coyote have significant essence loss? Just a couple points. say one of the smaller, from the way you're looking at it, just from the outside, you can probably tell it's no more than Force 2. Sort of indicates twitch, just sort of catches your attention out of the corner of your eye, and indicates twitch and says, "What's wrong with your friend?"
Crusader will recognize the what the spirit means, sort of inhale deeply through his teeth, and say, "She has forsaken herself and corrupted her essence by having machine replace what had been given to her by nature."
Twitch will make a sort of funny face when she hears him saying that out loud, and then say, "Hey, I didn't get to pick most of this stuff."
It's hard to tell because it is a spirit of fire that's sort of doing this, just sort of nearby you. I think I actually got a token for it.
Also, something to note. When you sense Twitch or view her astrally, you can probably pick up the fact that she's having severe seizures constantly because of the move by wire system. That's how it works.
Okay.
Yeah. So you. Well, exactly how that would be is rough. Like I'm not exactly sure how much they can pick up. It's also sort of who you're talking to in particular, but well, either which way, it doesn't know what the fuck's going on. It's essentially almost childlike. And when you say that, it'll sort of twitch its head, and it's a little hard to figure out what exactly it's doing, like its emotional state from just looking at it, and then it'll just sort of wander.
Okay. Crusader will sort of keep his neutral expression and look at Twitch and frown and say, "I did not mean to assume the spirits, the younger ones, it seems, are unfamiliar with the way you appear to them. It's blackened. How they see, how I see whenever I view the astral is black and marred. Many shadows, for your flesh, what made you whole, has been removed, has been replaced by something, in essence, corrupt, anathema."
Huh. Must look real crazy on someone that gets like cyber limbs and stuff. They didn't take much out of me.
But yes, that might not be the first time that question is asked regarding you.
It really doesn't help what exactly they're hearing about mages and how difficult it is for some of them to understand that not everyone's connected to the astral. The spirit in front of you, and it's materialized, all of you can see it, is doggish, bestial. Kind of looks like a dog, but not precisely. And stands sort of stoically, just sort of looking at you, watching you. And after it speaks, it'll just sort of stand there watching you.
Okay. Trusair. It's definitely worth an arched eyebrow from Trusair's pained body. And is there something you require?
No. Just curiosity.
Is there a question that perhaps we could answer for you, or is this more of an observation one?
What exactly did you see out there with that spirit that was being tortured?
Trusair frowns. Uh, the I was first alerted to it by this sort of piercing wail, terror, and pain. I journeyed to the destination from where the rest of us had stopped our travel. Uh, the sustained spells were sort of bound onto a rock. They were physical in nature, and the spirit in question had also manifested itself. I know the spells to have been manipulation spells. I was unable to discern exactly what they were. Two of which, however, were more powerful than what I am normally capable of handling. I was able, after time, several hours, to dismiss two of them, by which the spirit was able to, I assume, if only because it had not been able to move prior, that one spell had been causing it great damage and another had been binding it, sort of creating a sort of special barrier to lock it in place, by which point it began to move away. I healed the spirit as best as I could, and then we loaded it into our vehicle because, well, really, we didn't know whether we could do anything more for it or whether it'd be able to tell us anything.